All right, so we're going to graph tangent function y equals 2 tan of x over 6 minus 1. We got to start by mapping out our sine and our cosine functions a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to do is just figure out where our sine and cosine functions would live, and they live down 1 unit because of that, and then the top of them would be at 1 and -3 because of our amplitude. And then I need to figure out the period because b is 1/6. So period equals 2 pi divided by b. So our period here is 12 pi. It's a really, really big period. Okay? So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 6 pi. That's going to be halfway. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 pi. So when I graph tangent functions, what I like to do is just kind of think about cosine, because those are going to tell my vertical asymptotes, and sine, where I'm going to have my zeros. So I know that my sine and cosine function live in here, and all the points I care about are going to be on that value because that's my midline. So remember that it's sine over cosine. So we know that the cosine function starts at, starts at 1, right? We know that our cosine function starts at 1, and then it goes down to -1 halfway through and goes back up to 1. So halfway through, at 3 pi in this case, it is going to be our 0. So we now know that we have a vertical asymptote at 3 pi. And then I can do that again. I can kind of think halfway between 6 pi and 12 pi, so that would be, why is that hard for me? 9 pi. 9 pi. I know that I also have another 0 right there, so I am going to draw my vertical asymptote. Very good. So now I'm going to think about my sine function, and I know that when my sine's 0, the value of my function is going to be 0. Maybe I should have, I'm sorry, I'm going to just, because there's so many things happening, I'm just going to change that to red. So my sine value, when it's 0, I'm going to have a value of 0. So sine, we know, starts at 0. So that's going to be a point on my graph. And then it goes positive. And then it goes back through 0 down here, and it goes negative, and it comes back through 0. So these red dots are on my graph. Now, I just need to start sketching it in, and I know that it looks like a cubic. So long as I kind of have that overall shape and have the transition from one type of curve to the other, right, concave down to concave up right there, I will be golden. It looks like I kind of, I should have had that at 12 pi. Yeah, that should have been at 12 pi. So it should go like that. So anyway, that's what that graph would look like. Okay. Notice also that the period of this graph is 6 pi, even though the period for when we were thinking about our sine and cosine functions was 12 pi. Yeah. And if we do the cotangent one, if we were to change this to be cotan, my vertical asymptotes would become zeros. My zeros would become vertical asymptotes. And then it would also go in the opposite direction. It would be going that way. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you.